What's up, trainers, breeders, and masters alike? It's time for the second part of our GenLocke challenge of Pokemon Sun. And here we're just going to get right underway with it, honestly. All the rules are, of course, in the description box down below. For those of you who don't know what a GenLocke challenge is, up until the 7th leg, well, here we go. Here's the description as always, but without further ado, let's jump just right into it because this is our last leg of our GenLocke challenge. 7 generations strong, and we are here, as you can see, with a full team ready to go. So let's go challenge the second island. Alright, here we go. And it's time to go up against Dexio. And, I mean, I was never a huge fan of introducing these characters. Like, not that having, like, adult Dex holders wasn't a good concept and idea, but we had amalgamation of old characters for the last decade or longer, 20 years worth of Pokemon. You would think that we could come up with something, you know, not just add these random guys that we never heard of. Like, why not say, hey, this is Bill, or one of the gym leaders, something like that, you know what I mean? Or, once again, and they do introduce, I believe, in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, I'm not sure about Sun and Moon exactly, but Red and Green show up, or Blue, wrong, but still, Red and Green show up, you know, and they're already adults. So it's like, why not showcase that, you know what I mean? Like, bringing in these new, we're veteran Dex holders, we're Hall of Famers ourselves and stuff, it just feels off, feels weird. Like, I feel like they had an option of doing something really cool with Mr. Fuji, you know, as I already said, Bill, you know, somebody like that, you know what I mean? An old gym leader. Anyways, so we go up against Dexio. We obviously have to switch out from Ankelegon into Root here. And then we go for the Vine Whips against a Slowpoke. We take the Confusion hit and stuff like that, but we're pretty confident. We took the Water Gun, and now we're 1-0. We're doing alright. And we're not even into the yellow, like we're sitting strong now. Espeon comes out, and it's like, alright, well, let's see what we can do. But Confusion is hitting hard, and honestly, that was a little risky. That was quite risky, in my opinion. We probably should not have done that. And so here's where we jump in and we go, yeah, no, we're not doing that. We're gonna pair brother versus sister. We're gonna do Umbreon against Espeon, and we know how this stacks, don't we? Sit back and watch this one happen. Yep. And the reason we did this, and once again, the Razor Leaf might have helped us earlier on, obviously, but against Slowpoke and stuff like that might have done different against the Espeon fight, but realistically, everything worked out, so it's totally fine. And yeah, that all worked out. It's all good. So we do defeat Dexio, and we do not fight against Sina, whatever her name is. We get the Zygarde Cube, which is of course a plot point and a major factor in the Sun and Moon games in Generation 7. It's not really relevant to our GenLocke or Nuzlocke, but it is definitely here. Now, boom baby, boom boom boom. It's time for us to catch another Pokemon, and this time it's a Lillipup. Lillipup. Alright, Lillipup. Let's go. It's always good to make sure that we capture enough Pokemon, because as we can tell from our graveyard, even though we have 2 6-star winners on the team, 6-time Hall of Famers on our team, the graveyard should be a testament to the fact that sometimes things don't work out, whether due to critical hits, luck, bad choices, you know. All of that is obviously incredibly possible and does definitely happen. So the fact of the matter is that at any time we could lose some of this all-star team, and it's good to make sure that we bring ourselves up to having a good bench or stock or inventory, whatever you want to call it, of Pokemon ready to go in case the worst should happen, right? Even this late stage in GenLocke challenge, you should still definitely have a repertoire. You should definitely have a fallback of good Pokemon, and why not just catch them when they present themselves? Because sometimes you don't have a choice. You might not get exactly the Pokemon that you want. It's not maybe the right typing or anything. We call this Lillipup Todd after Fox and the Hound, because it kind of looks like, you know, Todd when he was a fox, when he was a baby fox. So, and here we go. We're gonna go up against How again, our rival battle. All right. It's rival battle time. Let's go. Bam, bam, bam. Against Hal. Let's go. And right now, so he went from Pichu to Pikachu. Fair enough. And it's Tyrant time. Escanor, the sun. I feel that my Quick Claw apparently can do nothing against the Quick Attack's priority. Means something. Alright, fair enough. But we're just going to stomp Pikachu to death here. Quick Attack's not going to do anything because we're Rock typing. Honestly, it would have been better off with Thunder Shock. So there goes Pikachu. And Jerry grew to level 20. Fantastic. Once again, we're going to learn Feint Attack, which, once again, probably my favorite dark move, in all honesty, just because it's the original OG dark move back in, like, Silver and Gold. Fact of the matter is that, yeah, and it's funny. Funny story. I thought Feint Attack and Feint Attack were two different moves. I really did, because the spelling was wrong, right? And feint is different than feint, so I was like, well, an E isn't an A, that can't be a misspelling, so I actually assumed that, like other moves, like Leech Life and everything else that ever changed over time, I assumed that Feint Attack became a new move, you know? And that Feint Attack was a new move, and the old Feint Attack was another move, and it wasn't this Beast Wars, Beasties bullshit, just because children can't see them, you know what I mean? Anyways, we defeated Hal there, pretty straightforward, not a whole lot to comment on, and boom, we're about to go forward and Miltank. Alright, to be fair, if we are to lose anybody on this roster, Miltank would fill a bill, let me tell you. I've never actually used a Miltank in a Nuzlocke. I just don't think there's the options, obviously, for it. But there's no opportunities, really. But a Miltank would be, once again, a tank. So, if the worst should happen, getting a Miltank right now, not a bad thing at all. I'm 100% on board with this. So we saw the milk drink action happen, and what are we supposed to do? Not a whole lot, because Feint Attack, the wrong spelling of course, but Feint Attack is not doing a whole lot. But that's going to work to our advantage here going forward, because it means we can do easy chip damage. Assuming that Miltank does not go for Milk Drink, we can chip away. We can get down to yellow. We can get down to red pretty safely, especially with the defense curl. So that makes actually things easier, because it means we're not going to hurt anything, you know. So we're going to go for a Pokeball here at the yellow. No dice. That was going to be too easy, right? So even a critical hit doesn't do a whole lot, because of course Umbreon is a defensive beast. We love Umbreon. We love Jerry. Defensive beast 101. That is literally our tank. As far as a defensive wall, we have Umbreon. And we go straight down to the red here. We are in low red territory at this point, and no milk drink occurring. So start chucking those Pokeballs. Let's go. Let's go. And wait. Dag nabbit. Dag goddamn nabbit. Also the name of one of the best dwarves in the Forgotten Realms series. Dag nabbit. And we throw another one this time. Maybe. Closer. Touchdown, baby! It's only a touchdown when the referee goes like this. And boom. Here we go. Alright. So we got Miltank. Obviously, not going to be a member of the team necessarily. But good to have in the reserve. Good to have on our bench. Great to have in the reserve. Never used a Miltank, but very bulky, very tanky. Gets a lot of that, you know. And obviously, there's no other choice. Miltank's got to be named Whitney. The OG herself, right? So we gotta give her the Whitney title. That's her nickname. Let's go forth. Let's divide and conquer here. Let's go. So we take the Moo Moo Milk from her once again. That's a good thing. Extra healing item, which once again, if you check the rules, not allowed to buy healing items, so it is a thing. And boom. All right. So now it's Rival Battle City time. So are we going against How or are we going against Gladian? Alright, I'm Griever. Yeah. What are we doing? Alright. Gladian. Let's go. Or do we pronounce it Gladion? Gladion. I just always say Gladian. Gladian. Team Skull Gladian. And he's got a Zubat ready to go. And once again, apologies for this because it's probably when I was first starting up the emulator once again. As I play the emulator longer, as I already explained before, it seems to mellow itself out. But there's no way to know, and I can't just sit there for half an hour, you know, waiting. So, boom, we started off with Bossa Nova here. We are going for the Crunch immediately and then the Aqua Jet to get rid of the Zubat. Which works out pretty well for us. Okay, alright. Alright, Gladian, what else you got? Come at me, bro. Come at me, bro. And it's type null. Should I expect any less? No. Alright, let's see. Let's see what happens here. Goes for it. Not much damage. The Crunch. Also not doing a whole lot, though. Alright. So, the Pursuit. Good that we didn't switch out because, once again, it might have been a bad thing. Crunch, we get him down to the yellow. Alright. So he's going to constantly go for the Pursuit. So the best thing that we can do is avoid switching out at this point. So we're going to go for the Crunch. And out of the Defense Fall, we know that this next Crunch will kill type Null. And if he's going to keep going for Pursuit, he's not even going to get us into the yellow. And boom, that defense. The Defense Fall might not have mattered, but it definitely pushed it over the edge if it was a low roll. And boom, type Null is no more. We defeat Gladian on our first trial out. Let's go. Doesn't seem very happy about it, does he? Poor bastard. I mean, I get it. I do understand. Like, losing to me must feel like a failure. But you have to understand, Gladian, I am a 6-time Hall of Famer Pokemon League champion. And this team will not easily be defeated. So now we move on to a totem Pokemon in it's Gojira! Oh, no, sorry, it's Wishiwashi. But it looked like Gojira. Still, that's absolutely terrifying, to be fair. So, here we go. Wishiwashi, yeah, but once again, that is 100%, that is Gojira coming out at us, you know? So we start off with Fruit Root. It's got that Razor Leaf, just fucking use it. Don't even think about it, just raise the leaf up. He's very lucky that wasn't a critical, because that did heavy damage. Especially considering it's a totem Pokemon. That was heavy damage. And, oh, Alamola appeared. Alright, so, but thankfully, Razor Leaf, like, this is set up for us perfectly, because Razor Leaf, of course, hits both. So we don't even need to make the choice. It is a critical hit against the Wishiwashi. The totem Pokemon goes down in 2 hits. 2 hits, baby! And we're still sitting here, you know, there's no question. Was that a double edge? Did they try to double edge us? Yeah, no, it's not gonna matter. Boom. Done like dinner with the critical hit. Easiest totem battle I've ever seen. Easiest totem battle I've ever seen. I mean, I've never seen a one-shot against a totem battle, so that would obviously be easier, but Fruit Root just destroyed Wishiwashi. Just absolutely killed that. Yep, so there's one of the island trials just done like dinner. And here's where we get, of course, the recognition of that. By clearing the Water Island trial, boom, we got the crystal that we cannot use. Yeah, baby. Alright, so now we get up to the next island. Not Kahuna, but Trial Captain. This one is the Fire Volcanic. A Man of the Hour. The Porcus D Pokemon. And for some reason we're waiting on this. Oh, there we go. Alright. There we go. Trial start. Let's go. Alright. So this one we're actually going to showcase the trial. I don't know why I chose to do that. But that. The dancing Marowaks, of course, the new Ghost Marowaks. They're so cool. They're so badass. So we are gonna memorize the dance. I guess we're gonna do this. Sorry about this. I probably screwed up in my editing as far as this goes. Normally I just show the totem Pokemon and then the battle and stuff. But it's very different from, once again, once X and Y was over, and then we went into the Sun and Moon level, and of course Pokemon Arceus and Sword and Shield and stuff, the whole Gym Leader 8 battles sort of idea changed. So at this point, I guess I was just playing around with what was relevant, what wasn't at this point. So I would have loved to use a Ghost Marowak. Unfortunately, like, we already had, of course, our stellar 6-time winner Fire type and Ancalagon on our team, so using another Fire type might have just felt a little, I don't know. Once again, a Fire Ghost type wasn't going to help us, you know, in the long run. Also, from this point out, as you guys can tell, I made a huge mistake in recording. Now, this was back in 2024, so I apologize. But the left-hand side of the window is going to be cut off by about 2 letters worth. And unfortunately, because it was based on the fact that you could see, once again, the speech bubbles here, and everything seemed to be okay. But once you enter battle, obviously, like in the previous battle and now this battle, you are challenged by, you know, the hiker, the H and I are hidden and stuff like that. So unfortunately, our health bar is also hidden and stuff like that because I cut it off at a bad angle when I was recording or something like that. I don't know how this happened. It's just from taking such a long break and assuming that everything was fine once I looked at the footage and stuff like that. And then I used the same footage, the same template when recording going forward for the rest of the game. So we're basically going to have to suffer through this. The first part obviously didn't have this issue, and now we're into this one. So, yeah. Unfortunately, it is what it is. I mean, there's nothing hidden from you guys, you know what I mean? You just can't see the full numbers, but obviously if a Pokemon dies, you'll see it or hear it and stuff. So, I feel like it sucks for quality reasons, but it doesn't actually affect the overall GenLocke and the challenge as a whole. So yeah, anyway, here we go, and boom, we're finally gonna go for the totem Pokemon. But how the totem Pokemon? So once again, just this left side right over here is sort of cut off. It's only about this wide, but it's a major thing when you consider that the left side matters so much, you know what I mean? Like, and thankfully it doesn't affect, of course, the block down here with the move sets and everything like that. None of that is affected, so that's why I'm not that worried about it. I did try to recreate some of this, and it was a disaster, so I just said, screw it. I'm just going to use the original footage and stuff like that. It sucks that it was cut off at this point, but there's nothing more I can do. You know. I'm not going to replay all of Sun starting all over just because of a little bit of, you know, it's almost like the widescreen argument back in the day. For those of you young or old enough to remember when we went from the 4.3 to the 16.9 and stuff like that, and it's just like we had black bars on all our TVs and stuff, and you know. Alright, so we cannot use Thunderfang due to Torment. Alright, let's Tyron is doing his thing, and boom. So the totem Pokemon, once again, is defeated rather swiftly without any real encouragement right there. Like, that was straight up boss level material, and we just went for it. And we get poisoned here by the recruitment, by the reinforcement Pokemon, but at this point I can just go for it on Thunderfang. And if that's not enough, I can always switch out. It's plenty due to Strong Jaw, of course, and let's go. We win once again. So yeah, from here on out, unfortunately, once again, the this side of the... It's going to be fine in cutscenes like this, and that's part of the reason, like... obviously when I cut it, I was using an in-game, not a battle version, but because it only affects the battles and many motion ideas, but for most text box, it's within reason. So, yeah, very unfortunate that. Now, alright, so that's 2 out of 3 trials done, and now we're into the grass trial. So our fire, grass, water core. So we did the wishy-washy one, we did the salsa one, and now we are into the grass one. Now let's go for it. With Needle Boy right there at the helm. Going straight for, what are we going to do? Peck? Poison Sting? What are we going to do? X Scissor to start us off. Ooh. Not very effective, thankfully. Poison Sting is, of course. Oh, and immediately poisons. Let's go. Calls in Bird Brain, but with that poison, I think we're going to be all good. Okay, so immediately goes for the fully charged Solar Blade, which that's what the berry was all for, and does a heavy amount of damage. We go for the peck, get Leonartis. Leonartis? How do you say that name? I always said Leonartis. But Leonartis down to the yellow. Obviously, that's not the same thing. Isn't going to happen again, but still risky. So we're going to switch out Needle Boy to Ancalagon. Goes for the synthesis right out of the gate, and once again, this poisoning is not toxic, so it won't stack. So while still very good that we got that off early, not overall gonna win us the day. So now we're like, all right, get rid of the bird, or do we get rid of the totem? So we take the X Scissor to the face, doesn't do a crazy amount. Go for the Ember, which does quite a lot. It's a crit, so that makes sense. And then the poison happens. It's not quite enough. So close, but not quite enough to take care of business. And another synthesis. Jesus, I can't talk anymore. Synthesis happens. An Ember with another crit definitely takes out the totem, and we're good to go. And now all we have to do is beat up the Trombeak or whatever his name is. And that should be no problem for us. Because he's doing chip damage and stuff like that. Yeah, Trombeak. So he's doing a decent amount of damage. We can switch out to anybody at this point. He's just a normal flying type. He's got nothing that is going to damage anybody. And now Jerry, of course Jerry is going to show up here. And he's just going to win. Sad thing is, attacking is Jerry's worst thing. His thing is endurance. He plays what in Prince of Tennis Toby does. The endurance match, the stamina match. But it doesn't matter, because he's that fucking cool, he's that good that Jerry wins us. Jerry wins. Let's go. So we do defeat all 3 island captains, totem, Pokemon, everything in between. It's fantastic. It's wonderful. And so they're congratulating us on this factoid. Like, we defeated Wishy-Washy, stuff like that. We defeated, obviously, the Salazans. And then we defeated Crazy Bug Monster. And so, oh, it's evolution time. And boom, we're about to get ourselves a Venusaur? Let's go, baby. Let's go. And this is what we're talking about, right? So we have ourselves a wonderful Venusaur, a full 3-stage starter. Right up the gate, let's go, let's go. And it's only the second island. I mean, I know technically when you work through this, this would be considered around the 4th gym-ish, just before the 4th gym. But still, let's go. Pedal Dance learned. Brootroot is learning. And now we're into another one of the skull. I forget what her name is. Begins with a P. Yeah. Palmyra? Palmyria? Palmyra or Palmyria? Either way, another Team Skull Decadent that is ready for an ass whooping. Let's go! So here we go. We have Brootroot. We're all good. We got Brootroot. Nothing she does can stop me. Well, Golbat is actually kind of scary, to be fair. To be completely honest and completely fair, kind of scary, not gonna lie. But with Escanor and that Quick Claw Thunderfang, yeah, that should almost kill. Oh, it's straight up killed. Alright, cool. Golbat is down. Golbat's really scary in later gens. I love that Zubat got the respect he deserved going forward because Golbat, Zubat, and Crobat are now like peak Pokemon. The further you go on in generations, the better they are. So unfortunately, Escanor got poisoned right there. But I don't think it matters because we Thunderfanged Miss Admin in one shot. So it doesn't matter anymore. And now, boom! We're going straight for the... Alright. The Kahunas. We're going for Olivia. Olivia is, of course, the Kahuna. She's our gym master, gym leader, whatever you want to call it. And boom. So we're going to go straight forward. Let's go. We're going to have a battle against her. And that will be what decides everything, really. Here she comes at us. 3 Pokemon strong and Ultra Balls. Let's go. So, Nose Pass to start us off. We're going with Escanor. Alright. Go for Bite. Something neutral. Just to weigh out the playing field. Yeah, I like it. And Thunder Wave, obviously that's very annoying at this point. Thunder Wave becomes incredibly annoying. So we decided to keep going for the Bite even though we're paralyzed. A Rock Slide, which does next to nothing. Like, we're really safe against this Nose Pass. So why not just keep going for it? Super Potion definitely happens. Right there. And get the Bite against Nose Pass for the crit. So if we switch out right now and we get off a water type move, it's game over, really. So the Rock Slide obviously isn't going to do much to us because we're Rock and Water type. And boom, Scald. Oh, not enough, because once again, we're an attacking type, and a special type, and we take the paralysis. Oh no, oh no, I was hoping to avoid that. And now we actually take, like, an electric move, like, oh my god. So we do use the Skull to get rid of the Nose Pass, but my god, now we're really, realistically, we're kind of on the back foot right now. And now we got the dark version of Lycanroc here, and I'm not convinced that this thing won't... Oh, shit. It's using Z move. We might lose Bossa Nova right here, people. Did a lot of damage. Holy shit. I'm just impressed with Bossa Nova's bulk at this point. We gotta switch out. Go into Venusaur. Go into Brute Root. Because, yeah, fuck that shit. So, once again, not exactly super defensive version of... Because, once again, the stats of Brute Root aren't great. But we're going for the Razor Leaf, which we know will kill at least the Lycanroc. Boom. So, we took a lot of heavy hits. But at the very least, Bossa Nova somehow fucking-vived. And I have no idea how. And now we're sitting kind of pretty because now we're down to the last Pokemon and it's a Bulldor, which once again I can Razor Leaf. Which, like, seriously, are any of Brute Root's stats good? Because he is not able to perform. Like, you are like almost 10 levels higher. What are you doing? I might have had the shit end of the stick. I wasn't able to check with anything going forward, but I'm leading to believe that Brute Root doesn't have great IVs. Either way, boom, there we go. Kahuna Olivia is defeated. There we go. That's amazing. That's fantastic. And here we go. We've got... Even though we can't use it, boom, baby. The grand trial is now officially complete. So that's the end of the second part of our Sun leg for our GenLocke challenge. What could we have done different? I would argue nothing, ladies and gentlemen, because we still have a full team fully surviving until the next challenge. You know what I mean? So we did really well. So now we've basically cleared about the halfway point through the game, I would argue. Once again, we don't have gym leaders or anything like that. We still have a whole Team Skull to defeat and other things going on in the background, obviously, but for right now, this team is solid. No losses yet. Let's try to keep it that way, shall we? So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, all you Pokemon trainers, breeders, and masters alike. And we'll see you guys back here next time for part 3 of our GenLocke challenge leg of the Sun run. Okay, I get tongue-tied even saying that myself. So we're playing Pokemon Sun, 7th run. It's the leg. You know, GenLocke time. Let's go. So, anyways, looking forward to the next installment of this GenLocke challenge. Hope you guys are looking forward to it as well. We'll see you guys back here next time. See ya.